What brings you here, you unhappy man, away from the light of the sun, to this unpleasant place of the dead? Move back from the pit and hold off your sharp sword, that I may drink of the blood and tell you the truth. You wish to go home, Odysseus, but God will make the journey hard and dangerous. For you have blinded the earth shaker's son, and he is very furious against you for it. Nevertheless, you all may still return home still. Whoever not without suffering much. You and your companions must travel as far as the island of Therinikia. There you will find the castle of the chief of Helios, who sees all things and hears all things. Do not harm the cattle of Helios.
My love, how did you come down to the cloudy grove? And you alive. It is hard for the living to see this place. There are great rivers between and terrible streams. Oceanus, first of all, which no one can ever cross by walking, but only if he has a well-found ship. Are you on your way from Troy? I've been wondering about with ship and crew all this time. Haven't you ever been to Ithaca and seen your wife in your house?
You're hard to hug.
Mother dear, why don't you stay with me where I long to embrace you? Let us relieve our hearts and have a good cry in each other's arms. Are you only a phantom which awful Persephone has sent to make me more unhappy than ever? Alas, most creature on the face of the earth. Persephone is not the baby, it is the daughter of Zeus. But this is only what happens when one of us dies. As soon as the spirit leaves the white bones, the sinews no longer hold flesh and bone together. The blazing fire consumes them all, but the soul flits away, fluttering like a dream. Make haste to the light, but do not forget all this. Tell it to your wife by and by. Everybody goes in a line in front of the red bowl of the blood, drinks, and talks to Odysseus. After Odysseus sees all the spirit in the line from Tyro to Ilchinus, he sees his friend Alcinous and says to Odysseus,
certainly should be done. If I am still alive and king over the sea, faring fashions, but let our guest make up his mind to stay at least tomorrow, however anxious he may be to get home, and that will give me time to bring all our gifts together. To give him a safe journey is the concern of the whole nation, but mine most especially, since mine is the chef power in the line.
Most illustrious prize, if you should bid me to stay here for a 12-month, while you are making full preparations for the voyage and heaping your bounty upon me, that is just what I should choose. The fuller my hands, the better welcome I should find when I came home. They would all think that the more of me and love me better when they saw me in Ithaca safe and sound.
My dear Odysseus, to see you in quite enough to show that you are no cheat or impostor, like so many others. There is a rich crop of such men flourishing on the fat soil of this world, who dress up fabulous tales about what no eye could ever see. But there is no spirit of honest truth about your story, as well as the artist's finish, and you have told it like a poet who understands his craft. What sad story of your own travels at the whole Aegean nation?
After Odysseus and Alcinous talked about the losses during the Trojan War, The spirit Agamemnon came near in sorrow with a crowd of others around him, those who died with him in the house of Agisthus.
My lord Artides Agamemnon, king of me, what fate of dolorous death brought you low? Did Poseidon raise a terrible tempest and drown you in the sea, or did the hand of an enemy strike you down on dry land, in some foray or cattle raid, or fighting for conquesting captives?
No, Poseidon. No. Poseidon did not drown me in the sea. No enemy struck me down on dry land. But I don't know how to say that.
Agisthus. I just say it.
Agisthus. Okay. No, Poseidon did not drown me in the sea. No enemy struck me down on dry land. But Agisthus plotted my death with my accursed wife, invited me into his house, sat me down to a banquet, butchered me as if I were an ox at the manger. That was how I died, and a shameful death it was. The narrator keeps going. Then you.
Agamemnon explained his death. He also explained that after the treacherous woman named Clytemnestra killed him.
Then take warning now yourself, and never be too kind even to your wife. Never tell her all you have in your mind. You may tell something, but keep something to yourself. However, you will not be murdered by your wife. Odysseus, she is full of intelligence, and her heart is sound. You are prudent and modest, Penelope.
She was a young bride when we left her and went to war. There was a baby boy in her arms, and I suppose by this time he counts himself a man. Happy boy. His father will see him when he comes. Sure enough, and he will give his father a kiss, and as good boy should. But my wife would not even let me delight my eyes with the sight of my son. She killed the father first.
But there is something I wanted very much. To know. Have you heard anything about my son's being alive somewhere in Oricamos? Or in Sandy Pylos? Or perhaps in Menekalos in Sparta? My Odyssey is certainly not dead yet.
Why do you ask me that, Atreides? I know nothing whether he is alive or dead, and it is a bad thing to babble like the blowing wind.
Odysseus, who never fails. Oh, you foolhardy man. Your antagonist, Brian, will never do better than this. How did you dare to come down to Hades, where dwell the dead without sense of feeling, phantoms of mortals where days are done?
My lord Achilles, Pelides, our chief and our champion before Troy, I came to ask Tiresias if he had any advice or help for me on my way to my rugged island home, for I have not yet set foot in my own country, since trouble has ever been my lot. But you, Achilles, are most blessed of all men who ever were or will be. When you lived, we honored you like the gods, and now you are a potentate in the world of the dead. Then do not deplore your death, Achilles.
Don't be praising me. Death to me, Odysseus. I would rather be plowman to you a man, farmer, or small holding than Lord Paramount in the kingdom of the dead.
After that, Odysseus told Achilles of his son and his bravery, and of his noble old father, claiming that they were doing quite well in his absence. After Odysseus had told Achilles this, his ghost marched away with long steps over the meadow of asphodel, proud to hear how his son had made his mark. Shortly after this, other ghosts came and each asked what was near to Achilles' heart. After the words with the heroes of the past, Odysseus and Achilles went back to the house of Hades. But while Odysseus remains outside, Achilles goes into the house. And in doing this, Odysseus sees the innumerable hosts of the dead gathering together with deafening cries. And as he grows paler and paler in fear that an awful monster might come and destroy him, he goes immediately back to his ship and tells his men to get away.